next chapter, that is the chapter number 2, will be the development of highway development. This chapter number 2 will be the highway development. कैसा हमारा हाईवे में पहले से और अब के में कौन कौन सी कमिटीज़ बनी, क्या क्या डेवलपमेंटल क्लॉजेस हुए और कैसा रोड का क्रॉस सेक्शन प्रोफाइल मॉडिफाई हुआ राइट फ्रॉम द प्री हिस्टोरिक पीरियड टू this 21st century. Okay, so in this highway road development topic, I have divided the topic into 6 subtopics. These will be your first will be the development of roads. Okay, so what will be the development of roads? The second will be the modern road development in India. What is the development? What are the things that have gone through right from the prehistoric period to the 21st century. Then third will be the what all sorts of road patterns available. Okay, different types of road patterns. Fourth will be the engineering surveys. What are the surveys that need to be done in your highway development project? Fifth will be, we will talk briefly about the National Highway Development Program, which will also be known as NHDP. This is the short form abbreviation of National Highway Development Program. And the last we will learn about what is the concept of saturation system. Okay, so all these subtopics we will be discussed thereafter. Now, sorry. The first is the development of roads. This topic, under this topic, development of road, we will discuss about how this road development took place, what are the earlier concept of road designing, and how this development takes, and what is the current scenario or what is the current development profile in the highway alignment. Okay, so what are the limitations of the previous one and how thereafter the design that have been proposed, how they overcome those limitations, and what is the current scene or what is the current methodologies that we are using in the 21st century in the road planning, in designing the highway cross section. Okay, so the first proposal regarding the road development was proposed during the Roman era, and therefore the very first road development was the Roman roads. These were the earlier roads. I have drawn a brief diagram of these Roman roads. Under this diagram you can see that these are the large foundation stones. Like firstly, what you have to do, the path along which you need to construct your road, you first need to excavate the soil, you make a dig or pit, thereafter you place the heavy foundation stones, the heavy size stones at the bottommost profile. These are those heavy foundation stones. Thereafter, over these stones you need to fill these broken stones. These broken stones will act as a cushioning effect, and above the broken stones you need to lay your wearing cores, and these wearing cores will consist of large stone slabs. Okay, so these will be your large stone slabs. So the first component will be your large size bottom stones, thereafter the broken pieces of stone, thereafter the large stones slab. Okay, so large stone slab will act as your wearing cores. And in order to provide the lateral support to your road, we also provide the curb stone. This curb stone will be placed on the extreme end of the road. And this road, the total thickness of this road is very large. It is approximately in between 0.75 to 1.2 meter. Okay, so this will be the enormous thickness of your road that was constructed during Roman era, and they propose this design. And here in this design, the roads are built completely straight There is no gradient, there is no cross slope. Okay, the roads are built completely straight, and that too after digging a depth of around 0.75 to 1.2 meter. Okay, now I have also written some basic features of the Roman road. The first feature says it is built straight only. There is no any curvilinear profile. There is no any cross slope for the drainage. There is no any gradient provided. They are built completely straight. Now, the total thickness was as high as 0.75 to 1.2 meter. So, these roads are very thick roads. Okay. Now, the third point says that they were built after the soft soil was removed and the hard stratum was reached. Okay, so this digging of 0.75 to 1.2 meter is done in order to ensure that your bottom strata is hard strata. Okay, so the upper soft soil is removed until we reach a bottom hard strata. Thereafter we place the stones of various size, and this is how my road is built. This is how my road is built during the Roman era. Okay, so this is about the Roman roads. Okay, now after the Roman roads, there was an engineer named Trescott, and he proposed a construction. Okay, he proposed a new methodology of road construction. Okay, so I have briefly drawn the cross-sectional profile of the Trescott construction. Trescott, here there is some similarity regarding the Roman roads, while there are some specific points, the limitations of the Roman roads that are being taken care of by the Trescott. Okay, so here you can see that this is my road, this is the thickness of my road, this cross-sectional profile of my road, and these are my bottom large foundation stones. These are the large size stones that are placed at the bottom. Now over these large size stones I have provided the broken stones. Okay, now as you can see, the top portion, that is the top wearing surface, here in the Trescott construction, it does not contain large slabs, large stone slabs. Okay, it is just simply a profile of stones, and that too of not very larger size. Okay, and it is just acting as a topmost wearing course. Okay, now a unique thing that is to be noted is that they have provide a sloping wearing course. Okay, so they have provide a cross slope for the drainage point of view. So this is a uniqueness of this Trescott construction, while in the Roman road they do not provide any cross slope for the wearing surface. Okay, so this slope wearing surface, and the slope will be approximately 1 in 45. Okay, so this was the slope of the topmost wearing course. And thereafter the shoulder they have provided, and the sloping of shoulder is somewhat different, that is of 1 in 20. And thereafter they provided the side drain for removing the wastewater, or for removing the rainwater collected over the drain. Okay, the thickness was varied in between 15 to 30 centimeter thickness. Okay, so the thickness was also considerably reduced as compared to the Roman roads. Let's talk about some special features, some of the points that I have written. First is the thickness of road was approximately 30 centimeter. There has been drastic reduction in the thickness of road as compared to the Roman roads. The consideration was given to the subgrade moisture condition and the drainage of the surface water. Okay, so they are talking about the cross slope, because we provide the cross slope in order to drain off the rainwater that is collected over the topmost wearing course during the rainy season. And in order to overcome this drainage problem, here in the Trescott construction they have proposed the sloping profile of the sloping surface. Okay, The topmost wearing course consists of the small cross slope of 1 in 25 to drain the surface water. Okay, so this is talking about the cross sectional profile, and that we have provided for the drainage of the surface water, and the slope was approximately 1 in 45. This is very milder slope. Okay, but it is being provided in order to drain the rainwater collected over. Okay, similarly, the shoulder sloping was also provided, but it is of the higher order, that is, it is on the higher side of 1 in 20 to drain the surface water to the side drain. Okay, so this slope is little bit higher as compared to that of the top wearing courses in order to drain my rainwater collected. Okay, so this is my Trescott construction. This is about the Trescott construction and the brief features of my Trescott construction. Now after Trescott, a new methodology came, and the name was Telford construction. Okay, so Telford was also an engineer, and he proposed a new methodology, and thereafter it got the name the Telford construction. Now, as you can see from the figure, the cross-sectional profile of Telford construction is being drawn here. Here in the profile, you can see that at the bottom of the road surface, we have provided the large size foundation stone. This large size foundation stone is more or less common in all the three design method we have studied, that is the Roman road, Trescott road and Telford road. In all these design methods, large size foundation stones being provided at the bottom of the roadway. Okay, then above these large size stones we have provided the broken stones. These broken stones act as a cushioning effect. Okay, and over that broken stone we have my sloping wearing surface, and that wearing surface is not very thick, it is of the minor thickness, and that is provided just for the to ensure the sufficient grip and to ensure the friction. Now here you can see that your size of the foundation stones varied from 17 centimeter to 22 centimeter in thickness. Okay, so as you grow from the edge to the center, then this size varies from 17 centimeter at the edge to 22 centimeter at the center. So this is basically up to center I have drawn the cross section. The cross section that I have drawn is only the half of the total road. Okay, now let us talk about some features of this Telford construction. Now you can see that he proposed the labeled subgrade of width 9 meter. That is 9 meter width will be the width of your road. He proposed the subgrade width will be of 9 meter, and that subgrade will not be of curvilinear profile, that will be completely straight. So your subgrade profile will be completely straight, and the width of your subgrade profile will be 9 meter total width. Okay, now the thickness of the foundation stones varies from 17 centimeter at the edge to 22 centimeter at the thickness. So this thickness of your foundation stone will vary from 17 centimeter at the edge to 22 centimeter at the center. Also, the topmost slope wearing course of 1 in 45 was proposed. Okay, so the top surface will be your wearing courses, and the slope of the top wearing course is 1 in 45. That is of very mild in nature, and that is provided in order to drain off the surface water that is collected over there during the rainy season. Okay, so that's all about the Telford construction. Okay. So there is more or less similarity with the Trescott construction, except that your foundation stone size varies from 17 centimeter at the thickness at the edges to 22 centimeter at the center, and the rest of the clause is more or less similar to that of your Trescott construction. Okay, so more or less we can say that Trescott and Telford proposed a somewhat similar type of construction methodology. Okay, and they both talk about the topmost sloping wearing surface They talk about the cross slope provided at the top in order to drain the surface water. Okay, so this is the all about my Telford construction. I have briefly explained about the Telford construction, how this construction takes place, and some salient features have also been discussed here. Okay, now coming to the most important, and I must say that is the breakthrough in terms of your scientific design, the design that is proposed by the Macadam. Okay, so Macadam proposed a very entirely different methodology of roadway design, and it is the Macadam construction that is being followed in today's road designing method. And whatever roads we are designing, that is based on Macadam methodology of cross-sectional profile of roadway design. Okay, so let's talk about the Macadam construction. Okay, so here I have drawn the brief diagram, brief cross-sectional profile of Macadam construction. Under this profile you can see that this is my compacted subgrade, but as you can see that this subgrade is not flat, this subgrade is not level, but it is given a cross slope of 1 in 36. Okay, so here right from your bottom also you are providing a cross slope. So here the clause for the subgrade drainage is being taken care of, therefore the subgrade is provided a cross slope of 1 in 36. Over the subgrade you can see that broken stones have been provided, and there is some classification of these broken stones passing from 5 cm sieve. So this is the sieve size through which our broken stones are passing, and the size of this broken stone is approximately 10 cm thick. Okay, above this broken stone there is another layer of broken stone. This broken stone, these are of lesser size. Like you can see, the broken stones passing through 3.75 cm sieve, and the thickness of this broken stone is also the same, that is 10 cm. Now over this second layer of my broken stone I have provided a wearing course, and wearing course consists of the stone passing through 1.9 cm sieve. So here my size get also further reduced, and the thickness of this topmost wearing course is 5 cm. So 10 cm bottom broken stone, above that another layer of 10 cm broken stone, above that 5 cm of top wearing course. So overall the thickness of my pavement comes out to be, right from your subgrade to the top wearing course, is approximately 25 to 30 cm. So the thickness size has been considerably reduced. Okay, now let's talk about the salient features of the Macadam construction. These are very important points. The first point says the heavy foundation stones are not at all required at the bottom. Okay, in all the previously discussed design method, that is the Roman Road, Trescott and Telford, above the subgrade we always provide the large size foundation stones. And when we talk about the Macadam construction, here in your diagram you cannot see anywhere we do not provide any large size foundation stones. Right from my subgrade I have started putting the stones, okay, instead of large size foundation stones. Okay, so the heavy foundation stones are not at all required at the bottom. This is the first clause. He provided the broken stones of size less than 5 cm to the uniform thickness of 10 cm. Instead of providing the large size foundation stone, the Macadam proposed that it is better to provide the stone chippings of size less than 5 cm, and the thickness of this stone chipping will be approximately 10 cm. Okay, this is major breakthrough in the roadway design. Now, due to the importance of the subgrade drainage, the subgrade was prepared with a cross slope of 1 in 36. In the other design philosophy, we do not come across that in anywhere there has not provided any cross slope, or the provision of cross slope for my subgrade is not provided. The subgrade is always provided in a straight profile. But here in the macadam construction, they have provided a cross slope right from my subgrade, and the cross slope of my subgrade is approximately 1 in 36. Okay, so that is also of very milder size, but yeah, it is in inclined manner. Okay, now the total thickness was kept uniform from the edge to the center to the minimum value of 25 centimeter. Okay, so there in the macadam construction, your thickness, there is not much any variation in the thickness of your cross sectional profile. The thickness is kept more or less uniform right from the edge to the center, and that uniform thickness of approximately 25 centimeter being provided throughout the cross sectional profile of my road. So these are the major points of the macadam construction. First is the elimination of large size foundation stones being placed at the bottom. Third is the subgrade drainage. In order to provide the efficient subgrade drainage, the subgrade being constructed at a cross profile of 1 in 36. And the third is the total thickness will be kept uniform right from the edge to the center. So these are the road development that took place in my earlier design. Okay, so whatever we have studied, the first major breakthrough was the Roman roads, thereafter Trescott, thereafter Telford, and then the macadam is the latest and the most scientifically designed methodology for the cross-sectional profile of the highway design. Okay. Now modern road development. Second topic will be your modern road development in India. Okay. So in the modern road development, we are going to discuss what committee is being constituted, because after the World War II, the condition of roads in India, because earlier the India was ruled by the Britishers, and while expanding their territory throughout the India, the Britishers came to know that the conditions of road in India are not up to the mark. And if they want to establish the factories, they want some economic development to take place in the country, then it is very important to first of all establish a very large and a very scientifically calculated network of roads that are interconnected with each other. And without the proper interconnection of road, without the proper linking of road, the development of this country could not be possible. Okay, so they constituted a committee known as Jacker Committee. So we will talk about the modern road development in India, about the Jacker Committee, whatever clauses the Jacker Committee being proposed, and what are the outcomes of the proposal given by the Jacker Committee in the form of establishment of the certain institution in India. These institutions are nothing but the outcomes of or the provisions that is being proposed by the Jacker Committee. So we will discuss about the Jacker Committee in our next lecture. Okay.